Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and today we're going to be talking about the bone-chilling, ugly truth of U.S. tree for providing me and you oxygen every day so we can live. I want to thank the planet Earth for giving us a home for that are basically our source of life, the smallest molecule to source our life that has intelligence, that is able to function and does its work. So I want to take the time. We are having significant problems with immigration, refugees, and so on in America. And it's basically, or you can just look at the problems. Kind of like how the normal doctors just give you a bunch of pills. They don't look at the symptom doctor. They look at your lifestyle, what you're eating, your exercise level, all kinds of stuff, and then figure out what is the problem, what is the source code, where's the bug that's causing you to become sick. So it's more intense. And in today, our foreign policy, America's foreign policy, not only today, even in through time, has caused massive refugees, immigrants fleeing their countries. Look at Latin America, in different sections of Latin America, from Salvador, from uh, so many different places, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, by overthrowing their governments, putting our puppets in there, so we can have our corporations like the banana company, okay, to be able to plant bananas at all-time low. Now, if you don't know this, please Google it, right? Um, and so our policies are constantly overthrowing governments, fleeing of the average people because it makes the country even more unsafer and more unstable. Okay, America, all over the world. Okay, like all this crazy stuff because of our policies. For example, we're doing that with Venezuela right now, right? There's a government there, good or bad. We're the world police, we're the world bullies. So what do you think the average person does? That one that has a family, they've lost 10 pounds or 20 pounds because they can't get food. Well, they're going to escape to a different country. Wouldn't you do the same thing? Now, I'm not talking about politics here, but I'm just talking about side and effect, okay? Cause and effect. So if we start starving the population, then the people are going to migrate to somewhere else. Just like in nature, if there was a fire somewhere, the animals will leave to somewhere else. It's just natural. So the problem is that our own interest by, well, look, all the wars we're in. We're in Afghanistan for 18 years. 18 years. Imagine if that was a kid. Now they've gone to college now, right? 18 years. Well, that's a whole lot of people leaving that country. Then we go to another country and do the same thing. Well, there's a lot of people leaving that country. We go to a different country, and that's why I say immigration and migration is high from Europe to Middle East to America, and that's because of foreign policies. Okay, now why does that make you poorer? Okay, well, a couple of reasons. Now it's going to be a little complex. I'm going to break it down. One of the first thing is that we got to print more money to fund all this stuff. Right? We want to fund the wall. We want to fund more ICE. We want to fund more guns, more trucks, more salaries, more pensions for all these individuals, which means that these big corporations are winning. Like guys are selling the cars, the guys are selling the ammos, the guys are selling the body vests. Okay, they're winning. They're making the big money. The big corporation, not the average person. Okay? And at the same time, we're getting robbed the second way because by them printing more money, it dilutes our buying power of the money we have right now. So whatever you have been saving, you'll have the same amount in your banking account. That's where they fool you. Okay, so if you have 10,000 in your bank account, when you go on there, still say 10,000. But if when you try to go and purchase something in the real world, the price of those things has gone up. So your 10,000 doesn't buy the same amount of items that it did before 2 years ago or 3 years ago or even 10 years ago. Okay. No way. And therefore, it's making us poorer. Now, in America, we have so many problems that we can fix. I love America and I want to make it better. Just like Apple, they come with phone number one, then they want to make a next version to make it better because humans, we want to make things better. So I want to make it better. And to make it better, we have to look at what is the actual cause that's causing the side effect that making that loop. Now we can address the loop and we're addressing the cause. If we just address the loop, we're never going to get this fixed. Okay. And to do that, I think that we should focus on making America first, right? Making us better. And how are we better? I mean, like, I just read it in, I think, one of the top magazines that there is a dollar store everywhere now. That's because America is getting poorer, which is exactly right. Okay. That's why I don't look at statistics and charts. I just look at and put my ear on the street, and you can see that people are getting into more debt, the income is getting less, salaries is not going as high as assets, and is really making America poor. So by us having such a crazy foreign policy, where, for example, we're trying to throw Venezuela government over, we've done that in Hungary, we've done that in Salvador, we've done that in Guatemala. I mean, there's so many different situations that we're protecting our interests. We've done that in the Middle East, and so what we're doing is just killing millions and millions of people, spending all of our tax money instead of making America great. We're just giving it to corporations that benefit from the war machine. And but there's nothing for me and my kids and you and your kids because your kids are going to inherit more debt than ever before. And, and what's crazy is that most of us are okay with that. That we separate little kids from their families, right? Even though we're the ones that are causing them to come to America or want to come to America because we made their countries unstable. We sanctioned them, like people from Venezuela want to come here. Well, they're starving there. These are our policies that are making people starve there. Therefore, people are fleeing. So I think that we should focus on saving the vets. I think we should focus on the roads that are so crummy. I think we should focus on the pensions that teachers are not going to get, that firefighters are not going to get. I think we should focus on all the corruptions that we have in America, like billionaires are able to child molest people because they know presidents and get away with it. I think the corruption in America, I think we should focus on getting the corruption of lobbyists because the corporations, now there's three classes of people now. You have the actual citizens, now you have the corporations of America, which are buying all the lawmakers, and then you have the government, right? So, you know, there's too many people interest above and beyond the actual working class. Okay. And I don't think that's right. I think that the government is supposed to be here to help us out, not us to be their servant and their masters and just like, okay, taxes the shit out of us, dilute our money the shit out of us, constantly take our money and go to war and killing millions of people everywhere you can, which then causes consequences. Because if you know anything about physics, for every action, there's the opposite reaction. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. And as we go bomb countries, people leave. They leave to Germany, they leave to Great Britain, and they're having problems. Why do you think the yellow vest jack is going on? Because so many immigrants are coming there. They're diluting their money so much by all this craziness of Big Brother that the people, actual people, cannot live with a college degree working 40 hours, working 50 hours. And that's why they're rioting on the streets. And that is madness. So, I mean, think about all the countries in the world, how much they spend on military, right? How much they spend on just buying bombs, buying planes, buying machine guns, buying ships, paying the salaries of all these people. Imagine if we put that in our own self, in our families, in our communities, try to make a better world, try to solve some of our real world problems versus always, fighting with other people. Now we're the world power. America's the world power, and that's great. And I think we should lead by being a role, doing what we want other people to do, not putting guns into their heads, not allowing the war machines to profit off of millions and millions of people death. Doesn't matter what side it is. It's like regular people, like, it's not the billionaires' kids that are going to war. It's not the Federal Reserve kids or the central bankers' kids going to war. It's the guys that are getting recruited from high school because they're thinking they're going to get a college degree and they're going to have this dream job just by signing up, and they're going to war, and their kids, are going to grow up with no dads, right? And that's why do we need that? I mean, to fixing water problems that we have in cities in America. We can fix the problems that we have with the violence of police killing just innocent people. You can see it left and right. We can fix the all the discrimination and all the bullshit that's going on here, right in our own home, right? Uh, we can fix the problems with the prison system being for profit, corporatized out. We can fix massive drug problems that we have in America because to pharmaceutical companies lobbying and doctors just prescribing pills like it's left and right, nothing, not even explaining to their people what the side effects are. We can fix the problem that we have in our food system where we have genetically engineered food, we have all this crazy shit, right? We can fix the problem that we have in our economy where we're killing Mother Earth. So I'm sorry if I don't want my friends to go from high school to go die in a war. I'm sorry, right? It doesn't make me American because I think I'm very, very American and I want America to be better. And I don't think we can be better by bullying other people. No one likes a bully. No one likes it for you to come into their home and tell you what to do. It doesn't matter who you are. No one likes that, ladies and gentlemen. So, but people do love people that are compassionate, people that are loving, and that lead by not the gun, but lead by role model. And I think that being in America, you know, everyone around the world wants to be us. You can look at, for example, Hollywood and Bollywood, right? It's very, very similar. People want to dye their hair blonde, put green eyes in, and which is awesome. That shows us that people around the world want to be us. And all we have to do is be the role model we want to see in the world. And that's the power of a superpower, I think. Not sending kids to war 18 or 21, these young kids. I mean, come on, man. I mean, for our interest, whose interest? I mean, what about the people? I mean, like, why now we have like, when you hear leaders talk, they talk about, man, we want our interest, then the government, nation, and then the people. Who are these interests? Who are these interests? Corporations? I mean, that's what he's saying. His interests, corporations. What about the military guys, the vets that come in and they're killing themselves? Like I think last time I heard, like 22 people a day committing suicide because the kind of killings they seen, or they lost an arm or leg, or what about that? What about all the people that have student loan debts? And they promise the system that they're going to go to high school, they're going to get A's, whatever, go to college and get a good job, and then when they get out, they're in debt so much and they work all the time, and they're getting what they get. What about all the people that work and put money into all these pensions and now they're going to go bust? What about the situation where just a few decades ago only the dad had to work, and now the mom has to work and dad has to work, and they still can't make their ends meet, and that's why debt is so much in America. So by us putting all our military money into military and bombing the shit out of people causes massive immigrations, which then causes us to be more poor because we got to fund the military, we got to print out more money, which makes our money. We have to get into more debt. because cost of living is up. So we, the people, are the slaves for this action. And I don't think that's fair, right? I want a world where I can trade with any country. I want a world where there's no countries. I don't care if it's any country, because why do we need to do that? We get 10 nukes, someone wants 10 nukes. We get 50 this, someone else wants this. And it's just always a race to end of destruction. So I think that we can put our money into our own health, make America great, make America more economy more healthy, get more people out of debt, get the corporations out of debt, get the government to spend less money, because all that money they spend is just more power for them and less freedom for us. And for what? So we can be more poorer. So inflation is more. So the cost of good is more. So your kids can go to college and be indebted. Okay. So to summarize it up, America is a great country to live, and we're the superpower. Everyone is looking up to us, and we have to do the honorable things. We can't be not honorable. We got to do the right things, and right things is not separating kids. Right, right things is not slavery. Those are not the right things. That goes against like natural law. I mean, we separated Native Americans from their kids. We separated the black people as slaves from their kids. We're still doing the same thing today, man. How would you feel like if you were separate from your kids and all you were doing is just trying to come to a place? And we can see it right now in Venezuela. We can see it in so many different countries. Please do your history. If you're watching CNN, NBC, they're not telling you the story, because every media is not doing the job anymore. They're giving you just one side of the opinion. They're not giving you both. And that's what the media should be. It should be a pillar of the Constitution that watches over Big Brother and reports to the people, and the people can make decisions. If the media is just one sided, that's why you could go one channel, they have this idea, this other channel has this idea. Where's the neutral idea? Where's the ones that have all the different ideas? Okay, you got this idea, okay, go to war. What about the other side of this stuff, man? What about, you know, all the money we're spending to get into debt, to kill millions of people, to make them refugees, to make them immigrants. Then they come here. Now we got to get more walls. Now we got to get more trucks. Now we got to create a whole more government authority. Now, create bunch of BS when we're the first people that are causing all this problem by throwing governments like many of the countries in Latin America. That's why they're coming here. No one wants to leave their country and come to a totally different country. Ask yourself this: are you willing to leave right now? Leave everything you got. Go to a country you don't speak the language and try to make it there with just a bag in your backpack? No, no one would. No one. Like no one would be signing up for this, right? People may want to do an adventure for 2 or 3 months, but not for life where you don't speak the language, you don't have no money, you have no connection. No one wants to do that. People are forced into it. And I think that we should use our resources to make America great versus growing Big Brother, losing our pensions, enslaving the from debt, vets, suicides, unclean water, corruption. We should focus on those things. And justice is here. So we can really shine, because if we're the light and everywhere else is the dark, then people will gravitate to the light. And that's what I think we should do. And that way we all enrich ourselves versus we all indebted ourselves like the way we have set it up today, because we're a debt-based society. They print out, they kill masses of people, and they make us into debt slaves. And that's why so many people are in so much debt, because it's normal, because the states are in debt, and then the federal government's in debt, and the corporations in debt. So it's a debt-based society. Uh, which is unnatural. Thanks, guys. Click the like button, share this message. I got much love for you. Peace.